Hey everybody, I hope you're having a good day. You're not going to be seeing my face, so just sit back and enjoy the trees. So in this video, I want to make my predictions because I've noticed something interesting. There are a few teams whose fate is entirely in their own hands as far as the next match days are concerned in World Cup qualifying, and for the most part, most teams in the world have two more games to play. But there are a few teams who can qualify with just one more win or positive result, with one game to spare, meaning their fate is entirely in their own hands. Now, before I jump in, I want to say there are many teams who can qualify just within their next game, but they would have to get a positive result in their next game, in addition to hoping that other results in their respective groups go their way as well. For example, France can qualify in their next match if they defeat Bulgaria on the road, not an easy game, while also hoping that Sweden drops points to Luxembourg, which is unlikely, but anything is possible in football, as that same team, Luxembourg, took points from France on the road and arguably might have won that match too. So you get what I'm saying. Most confederations during this international break will have two match days. Europe has two more before the playoffs. CONCACAF has two more before the playoffs. CONMEBOL has two more before the fifth-placed team plays the Oceania representative New Zealand. New Zealand from Oceania sitting back waiting for the fifth-placed team to be determined. Africa has two more match days for the most part, except Senegal and South Africa, who have to play three more games. But they're dividing it up between October and November, which is interesting. I think it's a little bit weird, to be honest. So you get my point. This video is going to be who can qualify in the very next game they play, barring any results that go on in their group as well. And I'm just going to jump right in. So, Serbia, excuse me. In Europe, Germany will qualify for the World Cup with just a draw, 1 point on the road in Belfast, Northern Ireland tomorrow. It will not be an easy game. Northern Ireland right below them in second, guaranteed of at least a playoff spot at this point. Really well coached under manager, I believe, Michael O'Neill. So it'll be a tough test, but Germany just need 1 point to qualify for the World Cup. And I think they will do it. Elsewhere, you also have England. They will qualify for the World Cup regardless of any other results if they defeat Slovenia at home, which I believe they will. England will qualify. Serbia are also in control of their own destiny. If they beat Austria on the road, they will qualify regardless of the results for the Republic of Ireland and Wales's games. I don't think they will. I think Serbia will clinch it on the final match day because I do think Serbia will drop points on the road in Austria. I think they will either lose or draw that game. So I only see two European teams clinching a spot in the World Cup on the next game they play, and they are Germany and England. But those are the three: Germany, England, and Serbia, who can wrap it up within 90 more minutes of playing. Elsewhere in Africa, the only team that can do it and not having to depend on other results are Nigeria. Nigeria plays at home against Zambia. A win will see Nigeria qualify. Anything less than that, they will have to wait till November. Will they do it? Well, my honest prediction for that game, I agree with fellow YouTuber Dominic Rich, who earlier today made his predictions for African World Cup qualifying. He said he think that match would be a draw. And he said something very interesting. He mentioned that the reason why Zambia has been coming together lately and why they've been succeeding is because there's a really strong cohesiveness in the team, because most of their squad is local-based players who play for a lot of the same clubs. So there's that familiarity between them. And I agree with his prediction. I do think that game between Nigeria and Zambia will be a draw. It'll still keep Nigeria 3 points clear of Zambia, and I do expect Nigeria to ultimately qualify for the World Cup, but I think it'll come in November. But Nigeria is one of the very, very few teams in the world right now who have their destiny entirely in their own hands, just with one more game, and can qualify with a game to spare, like I said. I just don't think they will. I think they'll have to wait till November. So moving on, no one from Oceania. Asia is the playoffs between Syria and Australia. That's going to require 2 legs, to be honest. That's just how the rules are. There are 2 more teams. I mentioned 4. There are 2 more. In CONCACAF, there is Costa Rica, who will officially qualify for the World Cup with, I believe, a draw in their home game against Honduras. I think Costa Rica is actually going to win that match, as I mentioned in my CONCACAF early and revised prediction videos. Go watch them if you haven't seen them. They're pretty cool. I think Costa Rica will win that match, and I think they will qualify for the World Cup, but I'm pretty certain, someone correct me if I'm wrong, they only need a draw. I think Costa Rica will do it. I think they'll qualify with 1 game to spare. And the final team in the world that controls their destiny outright is Uruguay in South America. Uruguay will officially qualify for the World Cup if they defeat Venezuela on the road, because it'll take them to 30 points, and I think it's impossible for a team, or at least almost impossible for a team in South America to not qualify for the World Cup when they have 30 points, because they are sitting just 3 points below that right now, and a win on the road will seal it for Uruguay. Will they do it on the final match day? I don't think so. I think that they will either tie or lose to Venezuela on the road. You'll see my prediction for that game later on tonight, God willing, when I release my predictions for match day 17 in Spanish. So stay tuned for that. But those are the teams that control their own destiny. I'm going to name them all again. England, Serbia, Germany, Nigeria, Costa Rica, and Uruguay. And of those teams I've just mentioned, I believe that 3 of them, half of them, will get the job done and have 1 game left to spare, and they are Germany, England, and Costa Rica. Nigeria, Uruguay, and Serbia can do it, but I don't think they're going to get the results necessary, and I think they will ultimately qualify, but on the final match day. So, leave a comment below, like, subscribe. All those teams I just mentioned are the only ones in the world that can clinch it without having to depend on other matches going their way favorably. So, I'll see you guys in my next video later on. Have a good day. Much love and peace out.